today we're doing a clean girl makeup. It's the TikTok phenomenon of clean makeup. A new, younger take on the no makeup look. Look is something that I would wear to work every day. I think it's super easy. It's kind of effortless in the morning. It wears all day because you don't have that much makeup on. We're not doing any foundation today. We're just perfecting the skin. I'm featuring my two favorite life-changing skincare tools from the company Dermaflash. They are really good for getting that clean girl aesthetic that we're going for today because it's all about glowing, clean, clear, and healthy skin. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And also you can read my latest blog post. There's some really fun fashion stuff happening there. Oh my gosh, ew, okay. Like really, really zoomed in. This is kind of disgusting and hard to look at. You can see, if my camera focuses, do you see like how clogged all my pores are? And also I have some on my forehead too, in here. Like that is wild to come that close to the camera. That is, whoa. I normally would use this tool right after the shower. Make sure that the tool is wet and that your face is also wet. This is the spatula here. When we turn it on, it vibrates. So I only use the extract mode, which will unclog your pores, get any dirt and everything. And I really find this is the only way to get rid of my blackheads. It really is a life-changing tool for me. I'm going to take a clean face halo. If you don't know what a face halo is, you better get to know. And I'm going to wet my face, and then I'm also going to wet the tool. This is warm water, by the way, because warm water will keep your pores open, and the more open that your pores are, then the easier they're going to be able to be extracted. I'm going to start on my nose because that is the worst one. And I try to get all the angles. So I try to take my nose and I try to push out all the dirt. Not a flattering thing to do. Here you can see, from far away, you can see there's all this dirt that is on it. Pulling the skin, trying to get those more. And then the top part, I usually sort of like plug my nose so that I can get it all in there. And the trick with this tool is that you have to pull the skin tight, so that can be really hard to do on your nose. And I got a booger. Sometimes you squish your boogers out. That's totally normal. So you can see my nose now. It is looking quite a bit cleaner. It's a little bit red, so I would probably do this the night before or something. I wouldn't do it if I was going to put makeup on because it is going to be quite red. On my forehead, I'm going to do now, pull it tight. So there wasn't that much that was coming out of my forehead, so I don't want to push too hard because now you can see already I'm a little bit red here now from pushing. I think that I would have gotten more out had I exfoliated before, but I don't want to exfoliate right now because I actually think I have over exfoliated a little bit and my skin is very dry and I have a few little breakouts that I really do think are from over exfoliation. When we are dermaplaning is we want to be very careful that we're not actually cutting the skin or dragging it on the skin because we don't want to damage our skin. So we just want to remove that little bit of hair and the first little layer. I am pulling the skin tight and I am doing very soft movements. And be very careful when you go around the eye area. I really really like this tool. I find like my makeup sits better when I have done a dermaplaning. My skin feels cleaner. I feel my skin feels so much smoother. So we're just making really small movements, and you don't have to push that hard either. I think a big mistake that I've made before is that I pushed the razor quite hard, and it actually made cuts in my skin. So make sure that you get everything, because there is some cases dermaplaned and then I've gone in the sun and my boyfriend's like, you missed shaving half your face. And I also do a little bit on my nose, which I know is weird, but I do find that in my pores there, I do have some black hairs, which sometimes it looks like a clogged pore, but it's actually not. It's just like a hair in the pore, which is making it look like a blackhead, which is kind of disgusting. Being very careful here, we don't want to cut the tail off. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I would say my skin feels like crazy smooth. It just looks a little bit healthier, a little bit glowier, and I also think that these breakouts here are showing through a little bit less after that. So I am feeling super clean, ready for our clean girl makeup look. So in the wintertime I use a vitamin C syrup. This is Paula's Choice. Our skin is dry. We really have the desire to like smush it in, and we're like, oh yes, give me that moisture. But that's not very good for your skin, so. My absolute favorite is Dermaceutic, the post-treatment cream. I haven't had any treatments recently. I use it day and night. It has 50 SPF, which is amazing, as you know. I love SPF. That's why I look like this. They used to call me Casper in elementary school. Probably still do. Your serum goes on before because it's a lighter molecular weight. So if you put the moisturizer on first, then your serum won't even pass that barrier. So serum first, then moisturizer. I absolutely love this moisturizer. My boyfriend hates it because he thinks it makes you look wet. And I'm like, who doesn't want skin that is so dewy and moisturized that it looks wet? Him, I guess, he would rather have dry skin. The first thing that we're gonna do is strobe cream. MAC strobe cream. This one has a little bit of a gold tint, gold light. So I'm gonna squirt a little bit on my hand. I'm going to take just a fluffy but dense brush. This one is from Real Techniques. And I'm gonna start on the cheeks because that's where I want the most product. If I zoom you in here, which I don't really want to, you can see that I have a lot of blue veins under my eyes. I have darkness around my eyes here, and my eyelids, this light is very bright, but the eyelids are also quite colored because my skin is transparent. So you have a lot of veins here. So it's giving them almost that pinkish purplish color. I have a little bit of redness around my nose, which I have tried to laser off several times because they're broken blood vessels and they always come back. My handy dandy MAC little palette here. So I'm going to use my favorite brush for this, which is a Real Techniques 421. It's like fluffy, but it's also dense, and I find it's a really good shape for going around the eyes. Start dabbing it on the outer corner here and taking it all the way up to my lash line actually, and also on the inside of my nose. I'm gonna take the pink color here, I'm gonna mix it with the first two. So you can see the difference. I brightened that eye up. I'm gonna go to the other eye and we'll be right back. Remember, we just color corrected, so we didn't actually put any concealer on yet. So when we put the concealer, we're going to bring it down a little bit, but now I needed to almost overcompensate for that darkness there. So it is quite bright now, but we're gonna take it down in a bit. So now I'm gonna take the yellow shade, because the yellow shade will counteract some of the redness in my face. And I'm going to focus it a little bit around my nose and also in the few areas on my cheeks where I find I have a little bit of redness. I'm going to now go into my concealer. So we're gonna sort of bring this back now to the same color. And I use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. I don't like to use the doe foot like this. I think it applies too much product. What I like to do is put a little bit on my hand. I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to go under the eyes here. And you can see this product is a little bit more skin toned color. Important, I think, with your under eye is that the skin is so thin there. We often have a lot of texture and a lot of fine lines. So the more product you put there, the more chance you have of creasing and of actually pointing out those flaws. If I look, I think that looks pretty good. To make sure that's all nice and even, I'm going to take my fluffier brush again and just sort of poke into that. Make sure there's no harsh lines and everything is really nice and blended and flawless. I'm going to take a dab more of that one, the Camo Concealer. A bit too pink for my overall skin tone. You can see it works really good on my under eye, but if you actually look at the color on my skin on my hand, you can see that my hand is much more olive than that. This is a Jeffree Star one, and it is in color C3. So if I put my hand out here, you can see that the one on top is the one I put under my eyes, and the one on the bottom I'm going to use on my face. And I'm going to mix these colors. I'm going to take now an even fluffier brush and go in here and really blend even more. Using circular motions, I have about a medium pressure. We're just like, we're blending in all of those products. Everything just so it's completely seamless, super natural. I'm using my Fenty Cheeks Out Butter Biscuit. I really like this color. It's like somewhere in between a gray and orangey bronzer, which is hard to find when you're pale, actually. So we want to focus the most of the product at the start and then sort of feathering that out down to the bottom. And I'd like to bring it a little bit onto the apples of the cheek as well, so that when I put blush, it's a seamless look. I'm going to add a little bit to my forehead as well. Again, we want the colors to be all over our face, so not just appearing in one single place. So I am taking it sort of just on the side here, but it's a very, very light contour. We're not doing two straight lines because that just doesn't work in real life. I'm gonna set my face now, and I am using a By Terry loose powder, and I'm really not going to use very much at all. I'm going to take a small fluffy brush like this. So very, very gentle. I am putting powder on here. And I am first patting the powder on, and then I am sweeping it. If you sweep first, it's going to rub off all the makeup that you've already done. Next, we're gonna go on to blush, this one. And I'm going to focus the blush on the apples of my cheeks here. I think we're really in that trend of having the blush up and along the temples, But on my face, I don't find it suits because I have a lot of real estate here. If I don't put any blush here, I feel like there's just something missing. And I am patting the color on with a very light pressure so that it is buildable. Forehead, nose, chin. I'm going to take, this is a Maybelline Express Brow, just a clear mascara. So in the middle here, my eyebrows stick straight up, so I'm going to brush them up. In the edges here, I'm going to sort of brush them out a little bit, but also brushing them down. My eyebrows are definitely not sisters, they're not twins, maybe like second cousins twice removed or something. I don't know. They're all kinds of crazy, but they're mine, so I gotta love them. I am now taking a NYX Professional Makeup Brow Tint pen. This one is in black, but I'm going to draw in just a few little hairs where I think I might need them. And now going to the other brow. I want to elongate the eye, and I want to try to make some kind of an arch there. Or not an arch, a crease. So I'm just taking a moderately fluffy brush. Again, I don't have a lot of pressure. Look at how far away I'm holding the brush. So really lightly, I'm pushing in there, trying to make a bit of a crease. And you'll note that I'm not going down, but I am going a little bit out here, bringing that eye out almost into the tail of my brown there. So I want to really elongate my eye. So that looks good. I'm going to take my concealer brush and just sort of blend that in. A pencil liner. And I'm going to go sort of in my tight line. Curl my eyelashes. Super important, I think. I love to curl my eyelashes. The individual eyelash curler, this one is from Morphe, which I will just take those bottom ones and try to curl those up. It's the Air Volume Mega Mascara. To apply the mascara, I'm going to first start at the root and then I make my way to the end. Really sort of shaking my way through so that the lashes don't all clump together. So the last thing I want to do is some lips. So I'm going to take a NYX pencil and I'm just very barely going to give my lips some color. We're not overdrawing at all because we're clean and we want our lips to stay really clean and natural. So I think that just about does. As you can see, I do have a little bit of that redness on my nose and my forehead from the Dermapore. But I want to stress again, don't use these machines before an event. Always use them the day or two before. I hope you've enjoyed my clean girl makeup tutorial with some of my favorite life-changing skincare tools. Thank you so much for coming today, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. I thought that I would stand in the natural light so you could actually see just how clean this clean girl makeup is. And oh look, Jerry wants to go outside. Should we go out? Okay, now he doesn't want to go out. It's cold. Oh look, there you go. Say hi. So, thanks again for watching my video and for coming to my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, then let me know. Bye.